And I think sometimes in business, people forget no matter how big the business is, even if it's a household name or you see an ad on the TV, there's always a human. There is a human
Yeah.
behind it. There is human stories behind um, a lot of debts. As we were saying, a lot of the debts within the ATO that we see, and I'm sure a lot of the debts you see, it's not just I'm not going to pay. There's
Yeah.
reasons and there's stories behind it, and I think sometimes there's guilt and shame around it.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of people. I talk about eating the frog, and you've got to do the thing you don't want to do. I'm sure you see a lot of people bury their head in the sand as well.
All the time. They don't, a lot of people are very scared to talk to people about their debts. And it is very hard when you have a lot of debt accumulating over a period of months. It can become very overwhelming, and they just bury it under thinking it will go away. And that's where we come in, and we can make that phone call and hoping we can talk to them about it and get them through it rather than see them go straight under. And it becomes very emotional for a lot of the people that we speak to with their business, and it is a very hard situation for them to be in. But by making that phone call, they know that we're going to talk to them and not just go after them and full attack them.
Have you got an example of someone where the client thought they're never going to get paid? They're never responding to me. What's the point? Why should I pay you? Why should I even bother engaging you? Where you had a real success where there was sort of a story behind the scenes that no one knew about as to why they weren't getting paid?
Yeah, so I have got someone at the moment who I am dealing with in Queensland, and his child has just been diagnosed with leukemia.
Mm,
And it was very heartbreaking to hear.
yeah.
And he was on a payment plan, he was going very well, and his payment stopped over Christmas. And so once I followed up, I did manage to have a chat to him about what the story was, what's going on, why he wasn't making payments. And he did ask if he could have, 4 to 6 weeks of his payments to be put on hold, which I was going to accept because it is very traumatic to have to go through that as a parent. Yeah, so he has now recommenced his payments, and he was very grateful that we were able to assist him with that and let him have that time to just be with his family and not have to worry about paying debts.
And I think again, I keep talking about collection specialists and debt collectors. To me, with my background in law, that's not whatever enters my head. We do work together a lot, and initially I'm like, okay, I was in litigation. So when you're a baby litigation lawyer, what do? You do debt collection. We're not that
Yeah.
nice. It used to be letters of demand, and then you would issue proceedings. And as a 20 something years ago, as a baby lawyer, that's what we did for debt collection. So I think when you talk about empathy, it's very similar to what we do. When people come to us and have a debt, it's not the judgment around. There's no judgment about how this debt occurred or why haven't you paid your taxes or why haven't you done anything about it. Absolutely, 9.5 times out of 10, there is always a reason and a story behind it. And part of that, as you would tell the person that's owed the money, exactly as we tell the story to the ATO, it's not that people don't want to pay. It's often that this huge life event has come up, and it's sort of you're similar to us. We sort of straddle the middle line a bit. We act for our clients, but we're trying to get them into a compliant position with the ATO. And I'm guessing that's similar to you. You act for your clients, but then you're trying to get the debtor to pay as well without sort of going to town, kicking that door
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I agree. And that's exactly right, Olga. So I've been doing debt collection now for pretty close to 18 years, and I see a lot of different stories come up of, people struggling and illnesses and, and obviously clients demanding they just won't be paid, just going full force in, threatening legal proceedings. I find that that's not the best approach. I think the best approach here is picking up the phone, having a chat to them, and just understanding their current position. That's the first step. And I feel that that is one of the best steps that I've taken I've picked up over the last few years that I now do here at Ashleigh Global Plus that works very well. There are clients that have just wanted to go in and just threaten legal proceedings and commence straight away. And I think that just puts a lot more pressure on, especially small
Yeah.
businesses. It puts on a lot of pressure and it doesn't really get anywhere at the end of the day. They incur more costs, more interest, and you just don't see a recovery at the end of it.
How did you get into debt collection?
I was very young when I started, and I actually started off on a dialer, just
Yep.
doing like the 30 to 60 day debts overdue. And from there, I just worked my way up. Then I started to learn the legal process, and then I took a bit of time off just from having the kids, and then got back into it again. And here I am today, almost 18 years later.
Brilliant. What's the quirkiest thing people say to you when they find out you're a debt collector?
Oh, door knocking would be the number one.
Have you ever had to kick a door in?
No,
Yeah.
no, we've got the agents to do
Yeah.
that.